どうしたヤマト。
僕は
登録する。
いや、それは海賊王が言った言葉だ。
Car D Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. Discover Western OP10 lists and Eastern OP11 lists on gumgum.gg. Updated daily. Be the first to see decks for new leaders as they emerge. With over 1,000 deck lists per set, gumgum.gg has all the top strategies as soon as they drop. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. So yeah, OP10 Doflamingo post-ban list deck breakdown. I'm not going to go too in detail with all the cards in the deck because yeah, everyone and their mom has like a masterclass on this leader already anyway. So this is just kind of a refresher. And then if you wanted to see what I'm running without Jinbe in the deck, yeah, this is after Jinbe got banned. So Doflamingo is a blue leader, 5,000 power, 5 starting life. His leader ability reads Dawn times 2 when attacking. And if you pay 1 Dawn, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 7 rollers as a C-type character with a cost of 4 or less, you can play it out as rested. So yeah, our entire deck revolves around getting extra value from a leader ability. Because not only is it a card not from our hand that we're playing, it's essentially like we're drawing a card and then playing out a character for 3 that normally costs 4. And yeah, just from the recent ban list news, we lost this card here, Jinbe. He can play out a second 4 cost or less 7 rollers as a C-type character from your hand, so that allowed us to flood our board really quickly, but we don't have access to him anymore. So here is the deck list that I'm running. Essentially, I just replaced the Jinbes with the Red Rock, right? And then more copies of the starter deck 3 Gakomoria. In a way, this is another way to generate value because it's drawing cards from your discard, and then since you're only running good cards in your deck, you're drawing only good cards from your discard. And yeah, Red Rock is just an answer to the meta, right? All the 8-cost kids in the meta, all the Shanks decks in the meta, you kind of need Red Rock to deal with it. But yeah, everything else in the deck is exactly the same as it was before. You can even refer to my 09 Doflamingo deck breakdown if you want like a full detailed breakdown of all the cards. But yeah, you have your card rearrangers in Perona and Buggy and then Boa. You have your searchers in Sengoku. You have your 4-drop threats in Weevil and Boa as well. 6k bodies that you can cheat out. Boa can rearrange top 3 and then put Dawn on your leader, so it lets you leader ability on your 6 Dawn turn. You can teach to get extra 2 Dawn every turn to use. Right, I think you have to rely on this strategy a lot more without Jinbe out. The best early things you can play out with the teach is a Weevil or a Boa because they're 6k when rested. It's a lot harder to attack into them. We also run the Jozu now, just to be a little more mid-range, right? He's an answer to anything your opponent played on the same kind of curve as you, right? If they were on 5, you play Jozu on 6, bounce it back to hand. If they were on 6, you'd be at 7. You can still bounce whatever they just play back to hand with Jozu. And then we're running the 2k counter package from the 7 Warlords that like you can either defend with it or you can cheat them out with your leader ability. So that's why they're good. We're still running 2 Gravity Blades just because there's some decks that this is really strong against, right? This gets rid of Smokers. This gets rid of some of Purple Luffy's bodies. You can get rid of the Sangoro and the Zorojoro. A lot of decks are running that Rush Luffy from starter deck 21 too, so this gets rid of that. And yeah, the 4-cost law is still legal. I didn't expect this to happen, but this is like your one catch-all answer to any aggro deck, right? This destroys Zoro, this destroys Bello Betty. And then also bounces a lot of your searchers back to hand in the late game to keep like drawing counter and drawing cards in your hand. You never run out of characters to play. So yeah, that's it for the deck list. I can go over starting hands just so it's a proper deck breakdown. So for starting hands, you'll want like a Perona to rearrange if you need it to set up a leader ability, or Sengoku to find some of these pieces to set up. The strongest curve going first would be to play like Teach on your 2nd turn to put a Weevil on top, and then you'll cheat that out. Weevil draws you a card, and then if you're going 2nd, your 6th on turn Boa is like amazing for that. And then your tech cards would be the Law, right? If it's against a Zoro or another aggro deck, you want this Law out as early as possible. Just keep bouncing stuff back to their hand that they can't attack with. And then if it's against an 8-cost kid deck or like a Shanks deck, you want to keep a Red Rock in your back pocket just in case. And then against other Swarm decks, yeah, Gravity Blade's great against that. For cards to consider, there's kind of only 2. The slots in this deck are pretty much figured out, but you could run like Rush Usopp just as a surprise finisher that your opponent doesn't account for. You can even run the 10-cost Kaido from OP05. This draws you 4 cards if your opponent's at 3 or less life. Or if you want to go like super mid-range and then have like a late game refill your hand kind of card. Now here's 2 cards that the deck used to run that I don't think has a place in the meta anymore. Pudding could be argued, could still be needed because it's great into like a lot of the 8-cost kid decks and Purple Luffy, but I think without Jinbe giving us the leeway of developing so much pressure, there's just really a a big tempo loss when you're playing Pudding instead of any of your other characters or using your leader ability. Right, on your like 5 Dawn, 6 Dawn turn, dropping a Pudding, it seems to be kind of low impact when you want to use your leader ability every turn and hit with your leader ability. So because of that, without Jinbe carrying all the aggro in your deck to still provide you pressure while developing the Pudding, I do think Pudding has a harder time justifying a slot in the deck. But of course, still a great counter pick against a lot of decks that like to have huge hands. And then Perfume Femur is also another card I cut. You could even run it as a 1-of, but it wouldn't be a reliable thing. And then yeah, because of all the 8-cost kid decks in the meta with Bonney and Red Green Smoker, sometimes it's hard to utilize this to go for game. And yeah, again, without Jinbe, it's harder to get your opponent to 0 life to put you in a position where you can Femur really efficiently. But I found that Red Rock is a better answer to 8-cost kid than Perfume Femur swinging with your leader for 15 and hoping that it kills their kid. And if they have a Rosinante, right, it doesn't kill it because they could just sacrifice the Rosinante to protect the kid. So that's why I kind of shied away from Perfume Femur. But these are definitely options you could check back into your deck if you so choose to. And we'll just go over some of the early turn curves for you real quick. So if you're going first, 1 Dawn, you're at 5 life, right? You could play either Sengoku or Perona here. So let's play Sengoku. We'll find whatever 7 rollers of the sea type card that we need, whether it's a Weevil or a Teach. Those are the 2 targets that you want to play on your second turn. So passes to your opponent, passes back to you, 3 Dawn turn. Here's where you can play the Teach for 2 Dawn for Teach. You use this ability to put 1 card in your hand back on the top of your deck. So you'll play a Weevil back on top of your deck. Then you can use it, and then the ability lets you attach 2 Dawn to a leader or character. So put 2 on leader, we'll swing at your opponent, pay for your leader ability's cost, and then you'll cheat out this Weevil rested. And this will draw you a card too. And then yeah, you're pretty much set from there going first. That's how I would handle it. And to be honest, going second, that works too, right? So you'd be at 4 Dawn at this point. You could do still 7 with your leader, or you could play out like another Perona or Sengoku to set up, or just do 8 with your leader. So you have this board out, goes to your 6 Dawn turn. Here's where you could just play out the Boa, right? This starter deck 17 Boa, that's 4 Dawn. Lets you rearrange the top 3, so you can set up a 7 rollers of sea type card on top of your deck to play out. Lets you put a rested Dawn on your leader, so there's that. You have 2 more Dawn to work with, so put 1 more. Then you can swing 7, and then you have your leader ability to use too, to cheat out whatever card you just set up with the Boa. And you still have your Weevil to attack too. And yeah, that is pretty much your strongest curbs, going first and second, your strongest plays. So try to do that every game if you can. And then after that, it just kind of depends on what your opponent does. You react to their board accordingly. And yeah, if this is a deck you're interested in, I scraped prices this morning. The cheapest variation of every card on TCG Player. This deck is $61 to make. Very inexpensive deck to play, and then it's a top meta deck for sure. It's still a top meta deck even losing Jinbe. So if you're completely new to the game and this is your first Doflamingo video that you're watching, it doesn't even hurt to just have it in your back pocket as like a extra deck you can bring around, right? $60 to have a top meta deck that you can just swap in whenever when you're bored of your other deck. So yeah, that's my Doflamingo list for OP10 post ban. So far, I think 4 Red Rocks is necessary for the current meta, but if like Red Green Smoker is kind of on the decline right now, right? Every deck can kind of counter it. So if that deck fades away, maybe you don't need 4 Red Rocks anymore. Maybe 3 or 2 might be enough. But current state of things, this is how I think Doflamingo should be played. But again, yeah, it's a ever-shifting kind of landscape, so don't take 4 Red Rock as gospel. If in the future, like every other deck is like aggro, then yeah, maybe Red Rock doesn't need to be at 4 of, so just keep that in mind. Critical thinking, adjust to your meta, don't just net deck, please. Okay, so yeah, on to some gameplay. Alright, we have Doflamingo versus Zoro. This is a post-match commentary kind of commentary here. So yeah, Doflamingo should be favored into Zoro. Yeah, I had to record this late at night, and this is the only way I could do it. Record the gameplay and then talk over it later. But yeah, I pretty fresh in my mind this game, so we'll play Sengoku to start. So 4-cost Law is like the bane of Animal Zoro, is his existence here. So I mulliganed for it, I kept the hand with it. So play Sengoku into a 2k because we're going to need to stave off some damage at some point. So they play a Nami here. So we're just going to blind leader ability. Just believe in fate here, get a Weevil. That's like the best possible outcome. He's a 6k rested, so it's really hard for him to attack into, right? On his forward on turn, if he did want to play like a Chopper and leave Dawn up for a Shut Up and Come With Us, that means that he can't swing 6k into the Weevil. But he did have a Shut Up and Come With Us for the first turn, and out comes an 08 Chopper here. So yeah, he puts Dawn on leader, so he can't throw in the Weevil now, and I have the counter to defend it. He attacks my face instead though, so I'll gladly take this. and then see what he gets out. A blocker chop. I think he should have been threatening my Weevil, but he's trying to race me. So yeah, we'll just take the 2 cards freely to defend our characters later. Plays a second 08 chopper here. So with the Teach in our hand and the 4-cost Law to combo with it, I think from this point on we just control his board. He does get a 04 chop, the Ranger chopper. See if he cheats out another animal card with it. Replace a Nami potentially. So we have a Weevil swing that kills any 4K out. So we'll play the Teach out first. There goes the Law. So 7 at the 08 chopper to kill it. And then Law out. We'll bounce Sengoku back. We'll bounce their chopper back. Right, they get the other body, but like if they can't get the chopper to stick, then like it never does anything for them. Besides cheating out a body that we can attack into. And we play out enough extra bodies that we can deal with the extra bodies that he gets out too. So this is why 4-cost Law is such a problem for him. In hindsight, maybe I should have bounced my own Law back to hand so he can't threaten it by attacking into it. So he does counter 3 here. We'll do 7 with our Weevil. This should kill. 5 cards in hand. Zoro does run a lot of bricks. And not even like a full 12 count of 2k counters anymore. So play the Sengoku back out, take back a Croc. Now I'm pretty confident I can find another Law anyway if this one dies. It's a down leader, all of his animals are 5k. If he puts 2 down on the chopper, it's like auto kill on the Law. If they're just 5ks, I think it's worth defending the Law. Because if I get a second one later, I can bounce back to hand. So he does 5 at it. I just let him go. Yeah, I think it's better to let him go at this point. It's easier to protect my Weevil. He mistakenly attacks 5k into Weevil. If he had put 2 down on the chopper, that would have killed the Weevil for sure. Here's a 6. We protect the Weevil over the Law. He's a 6k base. We have a Teach out already on board, so we just use the spare one in our hand to counter. You could play like a Rush Luffy or something. He does play it. Does 8 into our Weevil. We can protect it because we've 4 went, saving our Law. I felt like I was psychic predicting the Luffy, but no, it's not that. It's just that I played this game last night, so of course I would know. We top deck another Law. That's going to be really nice here. We'll play out the Boa just to get extra Dawn to work with and have a blocker out to stop some of these 5k pings. So we're going to definitely put Law back on top and then draw into the Gravity Blade next turn. And let's see what I put the 2 Rested Dawn on, because I already have 2 on leader. I guess I attack with the Sengoku. 4 into, yeah, 4k into 4k. Pretty good use of my extra bodies on board. And I think I'm gonna bounce the Law back to my hand this time, because I realized like, oh, I should probably keep this guy to deal with his 08 chopper. So we can swing 8 at their Luffy here with our leader. Law here will bounce himself back, and then we'll bounce the blocker chopper back. And yeah, 5 cards in hand. Since he did die, Luffy is such a high priority card that I'm pretty sure he has no counter at this point. And so we kill the other chopper with our Weevil. So that's good information we have. We are pretty confident that he has low amount of counter, or else he would have saved his Luffy for sure. I think I just repeated that twice, but I flipped the order so that it sticks in your mind. So yeah, you're welcome. So plays out the 08 chop into a blocker chop. And then down leader, and then he's gonna threaten our Weevil. We have a plentiful arsenal of counter here to protect them with. The Nami can kill our Sengoku if they want. Okay, he does swing 7 with the Rush Zoro here. That's an easy 2k. And then he only has a 6k left to threaten him. We can counter that as well. We might even use a 2k here and then keep the Moria to bring back the blocker. I mean the bounce laws if we need it. Right, I think I'll probably counter 2 here. 2? Yeah. Yeah, I remember what I thought last night. So there's that. Gravity Blade is devastating here, and we also have the Teach to utilize our leader ability afterwards too. So we'll just bottom deck his threats. We're gonna bounce his chopper back to hand here. Or potentially we could just bounce our own stuff back to hand, our Sengoku and Teach. So just Sengoku, I guess, yeah, the chopper, why not? And we do 6 and 7 to follow up after that. So that's why I think this Law should have been banned instead of Jinbe. Yeah, this deck is a lot less aggro without the Jinbe, but like, because of that 4-cost Law, no other aggro decks can compete against Doflamingo. Right? I know Zoro's gotten a lot more popular, but if he still faces Doflamingo, it's still like a pretty heavily unfavored matchup for him. So we'll do 6 with the Weevil here. Honestly, I think Doflamingo is still top tier deck. So he does counter 2 1Ks. Yep, we sussed out that he doesn't have much counter, so this is the result of that. He's gonna take the 6 for sure. Right, or else that's like 4 cards out of hand to stop these 2 6s. You would rather hedge your bets and maybe get a 2K from your life from these hits. So he might have gotten a Mulgun trigger, or else it would have passed priority back to me. Nope, so we'll play out Sengoku. Get another bounce law. We'll pass. So 6 leader, yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point, like I have a full board and he hasn't gotten any of his choppers to stick, so it's pretty much over. That's just how this matchup goes. I'm only well versed in it because I played against it so much that I like ripped out my hair playing Zoro into Doflamingo that yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out how to beat Zoro after losing to it so many times. Okay, so Nami 8 into Weevil. I mean, let it die. So I have room to play new stuff. He does 9 into Boa. We'll let it go. Because he didn't develop anything, so yeah, I have the bodies to answer. So 2 at Nami, he plays his Shut Up and Come With Us, see what he gets. I think it was like an 0-1 chopper, if I remember correctly. If my memory's good. I have pretty good memory, right? No, I don't. I'll play Perona and I forgot what's on past the first 2 cards in my top 5. That just goes to show you don't even need to know all 5 cards to play this deck. You just have to trust. You have to trust that you put something you can cheat out with your lead ability, even if you don't remember what it was. Okay, so Nami dies. It now comes an 0-1 chop, and then we'll attack 5 with Law. We'll play Law out to bounce Law and then Chopper. We can even play Boa at this point. Yep, and we can still lead our ability, so we'll play out this Weevil here. Complete utter decimation. Like really, the only bad matchups Doflamingo has is into Lucci and Usopp. Right, against every other deck, he does pretty well. So yeah, definitely still an S tier deck. I don't know, people are like giving me flack for putting him in S still, just because he lost Jinbe. Okay, so he's gonna Diablo Drum into my Weevil for fun, I think. Right at this point, if I remember correctly, the last card in his hand is another Diablo Drum. Yep. So there's that. Second game here is against a Red Green Smoker. I have some live commentary games too. I'll add at the end of this. Oops, I think I smacked the mic. Editor, cut out that sound if there was a smacking sound. So let's play Virgo into Chopper. So yeah, I don't have an answer for the Smoker unless I find my Gravity Blades. So I think that's what I try to look for here. And then yeah, I happen to bottom deck it because of Sengoku. You can't pick it up. Unfortunate, but we have a bunch of 6Ks in our hand. If we had a 2-cost Teach, they would utilize this hand amazingly well. Right, anytime you have Weevils and Bows in your hand, you kind of want to get the Teach to cheat them out because they kind of get stuck in your hand. Boa not as much, but definitely Weevil. So if he plays like a Sanji, I'll just keep bouncing it back to hand with the Law. If he develops nothing and swings at me 5-5, then I'll do like Law, bounce my 2 Searchers back to my hand. So he does play Monet. Oh, I remember he used the effect for some reason. Right, because if you don't use Monet's effect, you can still swing at me for 8. So they just gave me a free body to attack into. Yeah, I know people are gonna complain like, oh, you play against opponents who tap their Monet for no reason. This is like the most inconsequential thing. He's just like 1k counter short. So play out Perona here. We'll just set up for leader ability into Boa. 6k body out is hard for them to attack into. Right, if they develop a Smoker, they'll have to spend Dawn and not develop a Tashigi if they want to attack into Boa here. So we just kill the Monet. And yeah, it's like they countered an 8k for 1k with the Monet in this way, right? So in a way, maybe that's what he was intending to, and then we're all just so small-brained that we thought that he used the Monet effect for no reason. He turned the 1k into an 8k, or a 9k block, if you think about it that way. So he does play out the Smoker. Gets 2 Dawn back, and then Smoker can give him 1 more Dawn. So if he doesn't develop the Shigi, I have answer for it. If he has like a Rosinante, I can still get rid of the Smoker. I think I'll leave it alone though. I do think I remember making the conscious decision to save it for their 8-cost kid. Because I think that card stops our deck in its tracks a lot more impactfully than the Smoker. So 8 at Boa. I mean, he can't attack anymore, so I think I do counter. Yep. And then the 4-cost laws aren't going to help me much anymore at this point. So I think it's another Boa since we have 6 Dawn. Perfect Boa turn. Or we could do a Teach into Weevil play. Do 6 with the Boa first. I might have gone for the Teach play just to give me more Dawn to work with on future turns to attack into Kid. Yep, that's exactly what I did. I will bring out the Weevil. Then we'll do 7 here, and I can do a 5 with one of my Searchers. Takes the 7. I will do 5 with Perona, I'm thinking. Sengoku? But it doesn't matter, really. 5 at them. Counters 1, will pass. So yeah, he is at 7. Hody would be... I mean, it wouldn't do much for them. It would give him like a rush attacker, but none of my stuff is like needed to be rested to attack into. Right, I have carte blanche to threaten my board right here. So he does play maybe 5. So that makes me think that he's running the 10-cost Doflamingo package as well. So that is something that I'm trying to account for. Let's find a Virgo Searcher though. Yeah, the thing is like he has no Searcher for 8-cost Kid in the deck, so I just have to. They have to hope to draw it, and I just have to hope they don't have it, and play as if I get rid of 1, that's all they have. So they'll play out the Chopper. Right, if you assume they have 4, you're just like the game's lost. So why bother? But if you play as if they have 1 and you want to get rid of it, and then plan your turns after that, I think that's the way to play this. So he does do 8k into a Boa, I let it die, and then he could do 8k with the Smoker into Weevil, that'd be bad. So he does kill my Sengoku with Virgo. Yep, this kills my Weevil because I don't have enough counter. Oh, so sad. That's gay. So we could bounce back their Chopper with our Law, but we'll just kill this baby 5 real quick with the Perona. We Red Rock the Smoker. Okay, I guess I didn't really care about the 8-cost Kid. Maybe I hope to find another one. Because I do have 2 Boas that can rearrange top 3. But we're going for the Law play. I guess Perona helps us rearrange too. So I think I leave the Virgo alone. 8 at lead. Law will bounce Perona and then their blocker back. Okay, so if 8-cost Kid drops next turn, I'm in trouble. He does have a pretty big hand. He could develop, at least I got rid of the Smoker, so you can't do both. Yes, you can. Since he's odd, he can play Tashigi out with the 8-cost Kid and play out Rosinante out from hand. So there is the Kid. Down on him, he'll get 2 more back. Rosinante out, so I can Red Rock him, right? Rosinante only stops KO, not bottom deck. He needs a Tashigi to protect it from bottom deck, but luckily he didn't have it. So 5 better Law, we'll just keep him dead. We top deck a Red Rock. I say top deck, but we're running 4 of, just for this situation. So it's not too out of the realm of possibility that we'd find one right now. Then we'll just set up a Boa here. I guess we could bounce their Rosinante back to hand, but I think Boa is a lot better, being a 6k base. So we'll do 7 Boa. I might even attack with the Teach since I have spare Dawn. Let's draw into a Mihawk. Or I guess we're valuing the Jozu. I guess Jozu bounces their Smoker back to hand, right? Make them redevelop it. 5 Dawn. So you can play the Kamakura Jusoshi, the Igloo. Yeah, I had Dawn to spare. I think I even typed there. Actually, I made it an 8k. Right, because now you can stop my leader attack and then debuff my Teach, so I can't attack with anything. Yeah, I realized that after the fact. I should have at least thrown an 8, and then I could have done 5 with the Teach after. Okay, so we just play Perona. Search 2 more cards deep. And I changed my mind. I want to get Flood instead of Jozu now. Alright, so we're gonna draw the 2k and then play out the Weevil from leader ability. Oh yeah, and then that's a pretty good point past me. Maybe I should have bot decked that top 5 to try to find a Red Rock for their next 8-cost Kid potentially. But it does just play a Sanji, so that's a big relief. Chopper, I mean. And then a Virgo Searcher. It's 4 a.m. Give me a break. Yeah, I've been having trouble sleeping these days, so I was playing this at 4 a.m. Right, on top of working full time, on top of recording YouTube, I also have insomnia sometimes, so it's getting to be quite a bit much. Need to kill before next 8 cost kid. Yeah. So 8 at Boa, we counter, and then he has no other way to threaten our board at this point. But he does have another Dawn, 2 Dawn up for the event. So we're gonna play around it this time. We're gonna do 8Ks. So yeah, we just play out the Boa, just get extra Dawn. This top deck is set up the way we want it to already be anyways. So we will out. So even with the 2 cost event, he needs to counter 1k on top of that, or use the -2 cost on my leader. -2 power, 2000 power. He just blocks, maybe he counters 2, yeah he does. So we'll just swing 9 at leader, and then yeah, the event stops this. Or it's 10k in total stats. Or 5k, it makes him a 10k in total stats. That doesn't make sense. It's 5k in total stats. He does Rosinante block, and then yeah, we're just trying to race him before he finds another out. Does play a Virgo. Yeah, none of these search for the 8 cost kid, unfortunately. I'm wondering if there's a way to run the Bonney searcher for the deck. What other supernovas could you run? Cavendish? But you're not a supernova type leader. You have to be supernova to run Cavendish, right? Just play a Sanji out. Yeah, I think because of this, it's such a weak turn that I think with 4 life and like 3 characters out, I think we're in a good position here. He can't play Hody either. I think Hody would kill him, so that's a dead card in his hand. He really just does have to top deck the 8 cost kid at this point. So 6 at 6, we'll just counter 1. And then 6 at 6, we'll counter 2. And it leaves 2 Dawn up yet again. So yeah, we just try to go for game here. We just make a bunch of 8Ks. There's an 8. I think he does have like a Hody stuck in his hand, if I remember correctly. So block, no counters, that's a good sign. We'll do 8 with the Boa. So he'll Kamakura this and counter 1. What was the English name again? Something Igloo? 10 Igloo? 10,000, 10, I don't know. I'm going to switch my deck builder to use the official English proxies with the sample on it. Because yeah, I think some of these custom proxies just have like outright wrong text. So just leader ability for fun. Because I think we win no matter, even if we don't finish this turn. In which case, I don't think we do. I think he has 4k counter here. He does. So we just pass. That's 3 cards out. Okay, so here is Virgo 6. At our face, he's just trying to go for lethal for fun. We'll just take all the hits for fun. Sanji 6 will take. You do like 5-5-5, and he plays the baby 5. Searching for something. Just another baby 5. 6 at our face. We'll just take it all for fun. Even get a red rock trigger, but I don't do it on him. It's too mean. We just take this for fun, and then we'll just go all in. 16. Oh, he didn't have a Hody. But yeah, a lot of events stuck in hand. And we have a Doflamingo versus Bonney match. This one's a long one, but pretty good gameplay in this one. I don't think there's too many misplays from my opponent. So yeah, I think in this matchup, it would be nice to have the Gravity Blade, because they play stuff like Cavendish and Carrot that we want to get rid of, and Smoker too. But yeah, we mulligan for it, we don't get it, but we'll play 2 Sengokus to start. I mean, we have the Teach, so we can play the Weevil next turn. The thing is, with their leader ability, they can always tap our Teach, so he'll give us 1 turn of value before he dies. But I think that is fine, so 5 of us will just take this. Okay, they play Rosinante. So just develop the Teacher. And then the ability, put the Weevil on top, and we'll just swing 8. Weevil out, they tap our Teach as expected, they'll take the 8. We'll pass. So yeah, on 5 they could either play Cavendish, Smoker, Carrot, they have many options here. So 5 at our Teach kills it. Oh, we save our Teach because we have 6 saves in our hand that we want to bring out. That might have been a mistake. I think I overvalued the Teach there. So Carrot does freeze our Weevil here. We could bounce their Rosinante back to hand, and then That gives us enough dawn to still use our leader ability because we have the T chair. So we could develop a boa. So we just do 7. It's gonna be an 8 with the boa. We can set up our top deck too. So I think Law is not gonna help us in this match. So we just draw him. No, we're gonna leader ability into him. What would I want to bounce back? I guess my searchers, but we'll see. We'll see. What did I have cooking? Okay, so 6 at Weevil and then freeze my boa. This carrot's really annoying actually. And it's really hard for me to get rid of it since they have so many cards in hand to defend it. So I think the correct play is to ignore it until their hand size is low enough for me to threaten it. So we just keep protecting our board here. They play out Smoker. If I find like a Gravity Blade, that solves all my issues. But yeah, I don't get it. So we're just gonna 7, and then this is gonna be a Law. 8 at Carrot. Okay, I guess I try to go for it now. I think I just replace the Sengoku, and then I don't bounce anything. Or I could bounce whatever he taps, I guess. So we just bounce the Teach only, just as counter. I do think I'll leave everything else out on board. Oh, I bounced the boa back. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I could replay it active, right? So they can't lock it down with the carrot. So yeah, this is really easy for him to just keep protecting this carrot. So there's a 3k with the 0 cost event. We'll just play another boa to set up. I can threaten another 6 with the croc. But we do it at leader. Because as we mentioned at this point, I think it's better just to pressure them. Right, it's too easy for them to defend the carrot. If they had enough for an 8, the 6 is going to be like nothing for them. So they did counter 2k. Right, that's 1 less 2k that they can use on their carrot. I just really need a Gravity Blade to solve all my issues here. So yeah, I don't think I have to worry about Banish because he does want to get rid of my board instead. So there's carrot 6 at Croc. We'll let him die, and then our Weevil is frozen. Now a Hoodie would be bad for me. He could just throw a 5. Okay, we'll just block for free. He puts down on the Smoker maybe to kill our Boa. Or just a 7 at the Law. That's his 2 options. I think it's better to swing 8 at the Boa, if you can afford to do it. Right, just use some Dawn first to get Rested Dawn to untap for the Smoker. Or just put Dawn on Smoker, 8 at Boa. I do think it's worth it to counter, since it's my 6k body and I need something to attack with. Does develop the Kid this turn, and then they'll have 1 Dawn to use with it from the Smoker. And it's a Rosinante, which means I can Red Rock it. Red Rock? I type Red Rock because I need it, and I top deck it. Nice. Right on time. And then what do we do here? We will probably just blind leader. We can do another 8 at Carrot again. Or we just ping at it. Ping at Carrot for a bit. Maybe 6, 6, 7 would be better. His hand is 4 now, so I think I have a chance at killing Carrot. So there's a 1k, here's another 6. I think Carrot's the bigger priority here than Smoker. Now if I didn't get that Red Rock, I think yeah, things would be a lot worse. But yeah, I do run 4 Red Rocks, so for this occasion, right, it gets rid of ACOS Kid, it gets rid of Shanks' bodies. So yeah, we couldn't kill the Carrot, but they lost 2k counter and then a Rosinante, if I remember correctly. So 5 Outlaw, we'll let him die, protect our 6ks. Oh nope, we just keep as many bodies as we can out. Since he's not using any Dawn Up, I do think it's like a 10 cost Doflamingo turn. Yeah, no Hoodie please, so it keeps our Boa frozen. This Smoker can kill whatever. He put Dawn on leader for some reason. Plays out as Zoro. Untaps a Dawn, so it didn't matter. So yeah, Zoro is going to be an issue, but his hand size is so low that I think I can kill stuff on his board now. So we just cheat out this Weevil and draw into a Perona. Do 7 at the Carrot. We could do 8, to be honest. 7 at... Oh, okay, I go for the Smoker because I want to bluff his hand with no counter, maybe? He did have counter. We do 7 with the Weevil to kill Smoker, I think. Or maybe this will have counter, actually. Smoker dies. But I do think they kept the 2k in hand to protect the Carrot. Right, they value the carrot over the smoker. But yeah, the Zoro is gonna put in a lot of work this turn. But the thing is, if he doesn't develop anything this turn, then I just kill his board pretty easily. Right, so 9 at our Weevil. And then I guess he's gonna Doflamingo instead. This might have been a mistake, because since he has no cards in hand, I can just swing 9 at the Zoro. Right, and then yeah, there's still this carrot that's so annoying, but play out the Teach here just as an attacker that they can't control. Yeah, I think if they had done the Zoro, like restand and then just kill like 2 other bodies on my board, that might have been better. So 6 at Boa, 10 at Law, and then Frozen Boa. Let's hope he doesn't develop anything else scary. 5 at Gecko. So yeah, I have 1 attacker at least with the Teach, but he doesn't play anything out. So it must be some event. So we're gonna Buggy to guarantee our leader ability here. We'll just do 8 at the carrot guaranteed. If it is a 2k in hand that they're keeping. But that does mean that we don't have enough Dawn to attack the Doflamingo. And then he taps the Teach anyway. Did I say Doflamingo? I don't have enough Dawn for the Teach to attack 10k. Into the Doflamingo. That's why I said Doflamingo. There's a Doflamingo on the board somewhere. Alright, so there's that. He'll kill 2 things max this turn. We got rid of the carrot, so that's a pretty big relief. I'll have an extra body to attack with every turn. So 6 at Boa, she die. 10 at Boa, she die. Yeah, 3 Mega Echoes are gone. It would have been nice to recur some stuff back from my discard. Another 8 cost kid. But yeah, I don't think he has a blocker or anything. Right, it's top deck mode right now. So I could just swing like 10 into it. But he didn't use ability at all. So Perona to set up leader ability. So we're gonna cheat out Croc and then Red Rock next turn. And then we want a Sengoku to turn after that. So we're just gonna kill the 10 cost Doflamingo now. And yeah, I should have done 12k and left the Dawn up because I knew that Croc was there. So I could have bounced like my Perona back to hand or something, or even my Buggy. That was my bad. I overkilled the Doflamingo there by 1k. I really didn't need to use that extra Dawn. 5 at our Teach. Then 8 at our Croc. Another 9 cost Zoro. Then we have a Red Rock just right on time for that. Now, yeah, I did mistakenly put a Sengoku on top, so I can't leader ability here. But we'll just kill this kid here. Or he's probably going to counter to save it, but yeah, there's a counter. But I don't think there was another 4-drop 7 Warlords I could have put. Oh yeah, my wife came home, and then I got distracted. Yeah, so that's the thing with playing and then commentating afterwards. Like when I'm usually recording these and my wife hears me playing, she doesn't bother me. But since I'm like playing silently, she does try to come to talk to me. But I'm trying to concentrate on the game at the same time. So flubs will happen in that case. So second Ecos kid out, we'll just play out 2 Sengokus. Take this Mihawk and then Sengoku to take Boa. Set up the Boa and then we'll just kill this kid here. And while developing another body, we could play out the Law to bounce 2 of our Searchers back. But I go for the Croc play. The Croc play, I can just bounce the Sengoku back. Tap my Boa, okay. So we kill a kid. But yeah, we're just killing everything that each other is playing at this point. Okay, I'm logging back in. Just for a couple turns. Because I think she asked me what I want for dinner later too. Okay, 8 at Boa. Bye-bye. Then if it is anything less than 8k at Croc, maybe I defend him with Hody. Okay, I cannot defend that. So yeah, he just keeps top decking big things to play. I just keep having to reestablish my board until he runs out of things to play out. And he does 6 at one of my little boys here. Little bodies. Kill Sengoku. Now I have Jozu, but that doesn't do anything for me right now. So play out Sengoku, take the bounce Law. Or take the Gecko. I guess I can always take another bounce off back from my discard. So if we do 10 here, it's guaranteed on the kid. But I do 9. I'm so ballsy. into a Weevil. That's a blind gamble too. Tap my Perona. And then I just play the Gecko out. Probably bring back a Boa. If I have one. Do I? Or take the Law. Okay, I just bounce my Perona and my Sengoku back to hand. I think I'm at like 10 cards left in my deck or something. 5 of us will counter. 8 at Weevil here, I think. Yep, we'll counter that as well. For 4k, because I want to use Law to bounce stuff back to hand. So let's play another 10 cost Doflamingo. Yeah, we just keeps top decking top end that I have to keep dealing with. But it's only fair, I top deck a Red Rock against him, right? So we just do Gecko 10. Should kill the Hody. Then we'll Law to bounce our 2 1-drops back to hand. We'll play out Sengoku again. We'll take a Teach, that's all we can take. Pass. Yeah, we're almost close to decking ourselves out. So 10 at Weevil die. He's got to be out of top end by now, right? So 9 at Gecko, he can only play a 6-drop, probably a 5-drop, because he wants the leader ability still. It passes with 5 down open. Okay, we'll play Perona to set up so we don't miss a leader ability. Every leader ability matters at this point. It has to land. So we could go for a Law and bounce the 2 1-drops back to our hand again. So yeah, we just ignore the big guy here and just try to end him. Taps our Law, we'll bounce these 2 back. I mean, we could Teach into Weevil. Or we just play out the Weevil here and then Sengoku. I think Teach into Weevil would have been better. But I already attacked with my leader at this point. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. So yeah, we're just Perona to set up for a Red Rock next turn if we need it. But if he cannot clear our board, he only has 1 life. So 10 at Law, die. Cavendish out. Kind of too late, I think. Then 11 at Law, so I think I just try to split. Or do I go for the safe play? 7 at okay, I go for the safe play. So Mihawk out, he taps the Weevil. We just Red Rock the Doflamingo here. That's all I got. Right, or if he takes this, maybe I try to go like 8 with the, well not 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 with the Tengoku and he counters. Or we go 5, 6. Spicy. Takes that and we just go 6. He probably has a 2k for this. Prolong the game some more. I think yeah, at this point I had to talk with my wife, so I didn't really think out that turn. Bonney out. Yeah, I'm typing. Wife talking to me. My bad, my bad. It's okay, me. Because if you didn't respond, that would have been a lot worse for you. Worse outcome. So they Bonney into another 2k counter. 10 at Weevil. Cavendish gives them a lot more Dawn to work with, but I just need an attack to go through. If they don't have a blocker, it's over. Even if they have a blocker, I can still Red Rock and then do like 9k. They'd have 2 cards in hand, it should be game. So here is Cavendish. 11 at Mihawk. 9 at my Sengoku, and then we just do 15 lead. Should be enough. Okay, bye. Dofla versus Blackbeard. We'll go first. Do I need Raging Tiger against them? Let's mulligan this. Much better hand. So much more aggressive. Okay, he pass. We'll set up Sengoku. Take Boa Oak. Pass Oak. Does he leader ability from our second turn? Yeah, I avoided playing Doflamingo for most of OP10. Now that he's nerfed, I feel like it's okay to play him. Not feel guilty about it. So I don't really know what he does in this matchup. I know I'm good into him, but I don't know to what degree I still am after losing Jinbe. So Hachinosu, maybe not too much, right? Because he can just like lock out the Jinbe. So I think I'm still good into him regardless. Right? Even without the on plays, I think that's logically sound. Okay, so he full let it and he didn't use it. I might try to go for a blind. No, wait, I have a Teach here. I'll Teach to guarantee the leader ability here. Let's play out a Boa? Boa. Right, just having a 6k out would be good. 7 Boa out. I like it. Okay, so I want 2, 1, 2, 3. We want 5 next turn, so we can't do any boa shenanigans. So we draw this. Yeah, maybe like that. Then Don me. Pass. Right, because I could teach again. I put Weevil on top, right? So I teach the Weevil, draw it, and I draw the boa. If he plays like a Jesus Burgess, I bounce it back with Law. Okay, he discards it. Or he could start leader abilitying, I guess. But that means he can't threaten my boa. If he plays a 4-drop, that is. If he swings 9, what do? Do I counter? I have the counter. Okay, stronger. Dot Q? Yeah, dot Q. Stronger dot Q. That is not enough. Can you kill my teach? If there's a second stronger, you can kill my boa. But with this, yeah, only teaches in threat here. So you pop the stronger. Yeah, my teach is dead. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. 6 on my boa, I will defend that. Yeah, I think I don't need the laws anymore. Unless he doesn't leader ability me? He has to, right? Yeah, there he goes. Okay, yeah, teach. But I don't have the freaking the Weevil, I mean. I don't have to teach to put it on top of my life. We'll do 2 at dot Q. So I know top card is a boa. So I just hit him. Yeah, why not? Boa out. And then I play Prone out just as an emergency body to attack later. So 7/7. Now if he has the Liberation next turn, that would get rid of the 2 boas. I'd still have either Perona or Sengoku left. One of them. So I like the sound of that. Unless he gets a like nice trigger here. I hope he doesn't. Took that. Okay. Another 7. Took that as well. Okay. Prone out. Pass. So yeah. Liberation. Kill. He attacks into Sengoku. I have Prona to save me. He has a 10 beard. I don't think he's going to get to the point where he can play it safely. Wishful thinking. Next turn I just leader ability and play 4-drop. I think I don't know what's on top anymore. Do I? It's a gravity blade. And then I don't know. Oh, they black hold. Okay, so I'll keep a bow in the end. That's the worst case scenario for him. Yeah, so gravity blade and I gamble on the leader ability and then I play out a Weevil. Sounds good. Let me do it. Let me do it. Swing 7. Do it. And then we'll counter 2. And then leader ability. Do it. We draw gravity blade. Yep. Okay. I remembered. After all, 6 out lead. Counters 2 1Ks. That's a good sign. What if he just throws 6s at him and get him to 0? No, let's just play it safe. Gamble. Okay. Gakko Moria. Not bad. We'll play out Weevil and pass. I have a single 2k. If he does Liberation here, I can still counter 2k the whatever rested thing he attacks into. No, if he does it at Gakko, I can't. Right? If he liberates Boa and Weevil, he can kill Gakko. I'll have my 2k powers. Maybe that's enough if he's out with 2k counters in hand. Okay, that looks like is what's happening. 7, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he clears my board pretty nicely here. Pretty nicely. Yep, we called it. We're geniuses. We're the Blackbeard players here. Maybe he doesn't leader ability anymore. No, he kind of has to, right? Or else I discarded a 2k. And got... So he has 2... No, he discarded it. Wait, I forgot. Does he have a 3rd? Teach? I knew he had one in hand. I don't know if he discarded it. Okay, discard Shigan. So we're gonna blind leader. Dang it. Okay, that went through. How about 8 for game?
Kaizoku.
Oh, you kept it in hand. Okay. Bye.